Would the House please come to order? Delegates and guests, please take your seats. Announcements: the Council will meet in the Tarrytown Ballroom immediately following the adjournment of the House. The Board of Trustees will meet in the Irvington Room immediately following the Council meeting. At this time, I will entertain a motion to recess the House of Delegates for the annual meeting of the Medical Society of the State of New York. Second. Therefore, that will be done. Next, I call upon our President, would Dr. Robert Hughes, President of MSSNY, please join me at the podium. Dr. Hughes, I present to you this plaque for dedicated service to the Society this past year. Dr. Hughes. Would you like to address the House?
Yes, I would. Good morning. I really would like, it's truly been my honor and my privilege to serve all of you this year. I want to thank all of you for your support and for your support of this medical society. I have done my best to protect the sanctity of our noble profession, and with all of your energies, I would not have had the strength to do so. We are a very diverse group, and I appreciate your broad base of opinions and perspectives, and I greatly respect the advice you have provided me. I hope that I have advanced the integration and the diversity into a more effective entity. MSSNY and I will continue to equally and fairly represent all members of this great and noble profession. My greatest and most sincere thanks go to my wife, Claire, and my daughter, Larissa. They have sacrificed and supported me through this entire year without any reservations. They, more than anybody but God, have given me the power to serve you and to serve this profession. Thanks, Phil. Hey, Phil. Thank you. Phil started this year as EVP at the same time I started my term, and what a great job he has done. Thanks to his skill in a smooth transition, he allowed me to maximize my year. So thank you and congratulations on becoming our EVP. Liz Deers and Mo Oster, they also assumed new positions in DGA this year, and they have done a stellar job and helped this society tremendously this year. Despite a very interesting year, to say the least, in Albany, they achieved great successes, even as they assumed many new responsibilities and new workloads. They deserve my thanks and appreciation, and all of our thanks and appreciation. And Mo, thanks for helping to keep me out of trouble while I challenged so many authorities. Christina, thanks for being my editor. You shepherded me well while I wrote to spread the word. Your skills are laudable and appreciated. And I wish that I could mention the name of every one of the wonderful MSSNY staff for their dedication and commitment and assistance, but to mention a few: Anna, Lori, Michelle, Suzanne, Regina, Eunice, Barb, Pat, and all of you. You have taught me so much this year. I have known most of you for a very long time, but working this closely with all of you has been an experience that I will cherish forever. Thank you. I started my year with a few questions that reflected my personal opinion of reality. Is there any profession in this country that is being nationalized at this point in time? And I asked myself, as a consequence, will physicians be forced to practice a collectivist style of medicine, population medicine? And since I believe that the answers to these questions was yes, I then asked myself, am I simply a Luddite, or am I a upholder of a sacred and noble tradition? I think you all know how I decided to answer that question. While my answers, though, may not have been the same as some of you, thanks to our diversity, I have nonetheless dedicated myself to every one of you who have taken the sacred oath of Hippocrates. Through that sacred oath, I served, and I will continue to serve the highest authority. Our profession is being challenged, and I believe that these challenges will make us stronger. We will endure, and ultimately we will become even better and more capable to the ministry of our patients. To do so, we must be guided by honor and integrity. If we do this, and if we assume the necessary leadership positions, we will remain the noblest of professions. Of the many challenges that our authority and sanctity, I refer to a few of the greatest issues that we, MSSNY, and the House of Medicine dealt with this year. At the national level, just a few weeks ago, JCAHO proposed removing the physician as the leader of the medical home. Imagine that. The doctor is no longer necessary. The patient's advocate is now obsolete. This is a direct challenge to the physicians and a direct challenge to the doctor-patient relationship that has guided our professional ministry for thousands of years. And also recently, CMS and President Obama, through executive order, suggested that physicians need not be assured a place on any hospital board of directors. That is in keeping, of course, with PPAC's ban on physician investing in ownership in hospitals. But we have now been barred from our own temples. This is the second executive order that we have challenged during my term. The first was when the President authorized, again through CMS, that nurse practitioners must be given equal status on the physician's medical staff in order for hospitals to continue to participate in Medicare. Interesting here. Anti-discrimination, equal payment to all providers, the IPAB, the exchange, employer mandates preventing patients from owning a portable insurance, and personal mandates that infringe upon personal rights and freedoms. These are challenges to our professional relationship with our patients, and they are endless. I am reminded of the admonition by Dr. Benjamin Rush, signer of the Declaration of Independence, during the Constitutional Convention. He asked for another amendment to be put into the Bill of Rights, and I will read what he said. The Constitution of this Republic should make special provision for medical freedom. To restrict the art of healing to one class will constitute the Bastille of American science. All such laws are un-American and despotic. Unless we put medical freedom into the Constitution, the time will come when medicine will organize into an undercover dictatorship and force people who otherwise would wish the treatment of their own choice to submit to only what a dictating outfit offers. The Constitution of the Republic should make a special provision for medical freedoms as well as freedoms of religion. It is most unfortunate that this was not to become an amendment to our Bill of Rights. HIPAA is 17 years old. It was supposed to assure a standard for patient privacy and individual identifiable health information. It's been 17 years. Does anyone here really think that the patients have more privacy regarding their personal health information? And what are the exchange claims to force insurance market reforms and transparency? On April 1st, Humana and United company stocks saw unbelievable coincidences regarding stock transactions 40 minutes before the administration announced the proposed expected reductions in funds for Advantage plans was actually going to be an increase in payment to the insurers. This was the exact same day that we all accepted a 2% cut because of sequester. I mean, our challenges have not been limited to the federal level either. Here in New York, even the simple right to buy a soda is being infringed upon in the Empire State. Mayor Bloomberg would do well to remember this quote from Thomas Jefferson. If people let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take, their bodies will soon be in as sorry a state as are the souls that live under tyranny. This spring, our governor made clear his intention to mandate Medicaid participation, primarily through the voluntary attending physicians with hospital privileges. He attempted to tie a second layer of liability insurance to Medicaid participation. MSSNY fought valiantly, and we held off this challenge. However, there is a more fundamental and disconcerting issue regarding mandates to participate. When does a physician who wishes to volunteer a service become committed to servitude? This year, I wore a bracelet, which I'll pull out here. This is a bracelet that I pretend is made of Reardon steel. I wear it to remind me that I've got a professional business and that I built it. Someone else did not make that happen. And I wear it to remind me that this is our profession and our profession to lead. Just last month, in this regard, MSSNY responded to New York State Department of Health proposal that would restrict the physician's right to invest in their own privately owned practices. The DOH proposed placing private practice under the hospital-dominated Certificate of Need process. This regulation could destroy private practice, but only if we let it. We have seen infringements against the patient's rights, too, to an unprecedented degree during my term. The challenges to the physician-patient relationship is truly frightening. This year, our state legislature enacted a host of bad ideas in this regard. Though they may have had good intentions, the road to hell is paved with such good intentions. I-STOP and the SAFE Act demand that we turn over patients' personal and confidential health information to law enforcement agencies. How can anyone justify turning trained physicians into authoritarian agents that report our patients to the police? Now, nowhere else is this more obvious than the assault on the patients with mental health diagnosis. This is why we must stand up and be an independent profession. At the end of my year, I thought I would have all the answers. Instead, I have only more questions. Will we rise to the defense of our patients and to our profession? Will we confront these challenges? Must we demean our culture because of the will of others? And do we have the fortitude to reclaim our profession as ours? Last year, I called upon all the delegates in this House to make this a year-round responsibility. I call on you again to embrace the position of delegate and become a missionary for the profession of medicine. You are being called upon to serve. I do believe that there is an assault on the profession and on our culture, our faith, and our traditions. Over the eons, other cultures and other peoples have suffered much greater hardships and much greater persecutions than we are enduring today. Many of them have survived and persevered to become greater through those sufferings. So I say, keep the faith and instill our ethics and pass on our cultural traditions to the next generation of physicians. That must be our primary task. Let us all gain strength and a necessary unity, and we must be prepared for a necessary sacrifice. Be prepared to fight for your faith and your traditions in your profession, and most of all, your patients. I do know that many of us are not happy with the state of affairs in medicine right now, but I have hope, and we are a profession of hope. Maybe we need to take a look at ourselves and to look back at a time when we were more idealized, remembering the traditions and the reasonings that made us all want to become physicians. Now, that does not mean that we have to let profiteers take advantage of our higher purpose that we have chosen. And that also means that we must fight against outsiders who take advantage of us and take advantage of our patients. But none of us really went into this profession for financially based happiness. We went into this profession to serve and to achieve a meaningful life. According to the writings of Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, happiness is not synonymous with a meaningful life. Given a choice, accept the meaningful life. Ours is a calling, and we must continually remind ourselves what it means to be a physician and why we answered that call. So please, consider retaking your vows, your Hippocratic oath. That oath has led this profession for 2,500 years and will continue to serve us very well. It starts with, I swear by Apollo, the physician, Asclepius, and all the gods and goddesses, that according to my ability and judgment, I will keep the oath and this stipulation, and goes on to end with, while I keep that oath inviolate, may it grant to me to enjoy life and the practice of art, respected by all men in all times, with the warning that should I trespass and violate this oath, may the reverse be my lot. Thank you, and may God bless this House of Medicine.
Will Dr. Singh-Mantra please come to the podium?
Mr. Speaker, as he's coming, could I have a point of personal privilege, please?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Legislator William Spencer, a proud member of Suffolk County's delegation, the second largest delegation at MSSNY. I am proud to announce that we are 100% PAC contributed. Thank you.